Meanwhile, the MEA is giving a briefing to the media, especially with regard to the Prime Minister's visit to the BIMSTEC Summit.
You would perhaps have seen already that his first engagement on arrival at the hotel was to witness a performance of Ramakien, the traditional Thai Ramayana, which he enjoyed very much and which is a symbol once again of the civilizational ties between our two countries. Yesterday in the afternoon, Prime Minister had a bilateral meeting with the Prime Minister of Thailand, Her Excellency Paetongtarn Shinawatra, at Government House. The two leaders decided to elevate ties between India and Thailand to the level of a strategic partnership and witness the exchange of 6 memoranda of understanding in the fields of strategic partnership, digital domain, handicrafts and handlooms, MSMEs, and maritime heritage. As a special gesture, the Thai government marked the visit of the Prime Minister by the release of a postage stamp depicting Ramayana murals from the 18th century. And in yet another special gesture, symbolic of the shared Buddhist heritage between our two countries, Prime Minister Shinawatra presented to the Prime Minister a set of holy scriptures, the World Tripitaka series in Pali that has been brought out by the Thai government as a special commemorative publication. Earlier today, the Prime Minister, together with other leaders from the region, attended the 6th BIMSTEC Summit. He called upon the leaders to look to contribute towards expanding the agenda and the capacity of BIMSTEC for the progress and prosperity of the people of the region. He announced a 21-point action plan to add new vibrancy and vigor to BIMSTEC. These announcements have already been posted on the Ministry of External Affairs website. Now, on the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister also held a few bilateral meetings, and I'll take this opportunity to brief you on 2 of the meetings that have been held thus far. The Prime Minister's first meeting was with the Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, Chairman of the State Administration Council of Myanmar. The Prime Minister offered condolences at the loss of life and the damage caused by the recent earthquake in Myanmar. The two sides exchanged views on India's ongoing efforts under Operation Brahma to provide humanitarian aid, disaster relief, and medical assistance to Myanmar. As you are aware, we've mounted a very large operation in this regard, and nearly 250 Indian personnel are on the ground in the form of a field hospital as well as search and rescue teams, aiding the efforts of Myanmar authorities to look for survivors and to bring succor and relief to those in need. Prime Minister conveyed to the Senior General that as the first responder, India stands with Myanmar in this hour of need and is ready to deploy more material assistance as might be needed. The Prime Minister also underlined the importance of early restoration of the democratic process in Myanmar, including through credible and inclusive elections, and that India would support all efforts, as it has in the past, at fostering trust and advancing a Myanmar-owned and Myanmar-led transition towards a peaceful, stable, and democratic future. The Prime Minister also appreciated the support that Myanmar has extended for the rescue and repatriation, including very recently, of Indian nationals from cyber scam centers operating on the borders between Myanmar and Thailand. And both leaders also agreed on the importance of cooperating on matters such as activities of insurgent groups along the borders, transnational crimes, and human trafficking also along the India-Myanmar border. Subsequently, the Prime Minister also met today with Professor Mohamed Yunus, the Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of Bangladesh. Prime Minister reiterated India's support for a democratic, stable, peaceful, progressive, and inclusive Bangladesh. He underlined that India believed in a people-centric approach to the relationship and highlighted the cooperation between the two countries over a long period of time that has delivered tangible benefits to people in both countries. And in this spirit, he once again underlined to Professor Yunus India's desire to forge a relationship with Bangladesh based on a spirit of pragmatism. Prime Minister also urged in this regard that any rhetoric that vitiates the environment is best avoided. On the border, strict enforcement of the law and the prevention of illegal border crossings, especially at night, is necessary for maintaining border security and stability. There are a number of bilateral mechanisms between the two countries, and these mechanisms could meet as appropriate to review and take forward our ties. Prime Minister also underlined India's concerns related to the safety and security of minorities in Bangladesh, including Hindus, and expressed his expectation that the government of Bangladesh would ensure their security, including by thoroughly investigating all cases of atrocities committed against them. The Prime Minister also congratulated Bangladesh on assuming the chair of BIMSTEC and looked forward to the forum further advancing regional cooperation under the leadership of Bangladesh. The leaders also exchanged views on other issues and agreed to enhance consultations and cooperation to advance regional integration, including under the BIMSTEC framework. The Prime Minister expressed his conviction that all issues of mutual interest between the two countries would continue to be addressed and resolved bilaterally through constructive discussions in the interests of the long-standing and mutually beneficial bilateral relationship between the two countries. The Prime Minister has a meeting later this afternoon with the Prime Minister of Nepal, His Excellency Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli. We will update you on that meeting as soon as we have the details. Let me stop there, and we have time only for a few questions, so turn it over to Radhir.
विशाल
सर, मैं विशाल पांडे हूं एबीपी न्यूज से। मेरा सवाल है कि जब मोहम्मद यूनुस और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की मुलाकात हुई तो क्या उसमें शेख हसीने के मुद्दे पर भी बातचीत हुई है, और दूसरा, क्या अल्पसंख्यकों पर जो अत्याचार हो रहा है उस मुद्दे को भारत ने और जोरदार तरीके से उठाया है, और चुनाव को लेकर भी कोई बातचीत हुई? बांग्लादेश में चुनाव कब होंगे?
Ayushi.
So good afternoon, this is Ayushi Agrawal from ANI. So my question is also related to Prime Minister's meeting with Professor Yunus. Since you told that the minority issue came up during the meeting, was there any assurance given by Yunus, and also any discussion regarding the formal request sent by Dhaka to India regarding extradition of Sheikh Hasina to Dhaka?
मेघना.
सर, मेघना डीडी न्यूज़ से। सर, मेरे दो प्रश्न हैं। पहला, प्रधानमंत्री के जो मोहम्मद यूनुस से जो बातचीत हुई है उसमें किस तरह की प्रतिक्रिया सामने आई है, खासतौर पर जिस तरीके से अल्पसंख्यकों के खिलाफ जो हिंसा हुई है, और दूसरा जो हिंदू मंदिरों को भी वहाँ पर कई जगहों पर तहस नहस किया गया है उसके बारे में भी। दूसरा प्रश्न सर म्यांमार पर है कि क्या वहाँ पर अभी जो ऑपरेशन ब्रह्मा चल रहा है, कई जगहों पर ये रिपोर्ट्स आई हैं कि जो एड जा रही है उसको भी कई जगहों पर रोका जा रहा है, या वहाँ पर इस तरह की दिक्कतें आ रही हैं, उस पर क्या कोई बातचीत हुई है?
धैर्य. Sir, all the major BIMSTEC countries have been impacted by the reciprocal tariff announcement, including Thailand and India. So, could you give us a sense of, if there is a collective strategy on how to navigate this protectionist environment? Since we also heard from the EAM talking about, need for an ambitious approach to counter this global churn. Thank you, sir.
Can we take these questions? Okay.
थैंक यू। मेरे विचार में आप सबके जो सवाल बांग्लादेश को लेके हैं वो यही 2-3 मुद्दों पे है, तो मैं सबको एक साथ ले लेता हूँ। देखिए, जहाँ तक शेख हसीना का सवाल है और उनके सिलसिले में जो बांग्लादेश की ओर से एक निवेदन आया है, मैं इसके बारे में इसके बारे में बातचीत हुई थी और जो हमारे स्पोक्स पर्सन हैं उन्होंने पहले ही इसके बारे में आपको अवगत किया है कि हमारे पास इस मुद्दे पे एक निवेदन आया है। इस समय इस विषय पे कुछ और कहना मेरे लिए उचित नहीं होगा। माइनॉरिटीज़ की, अल्पसंख्यकों की जो वहाँ पे हालत है और इस विषय को लेके बातचीत में जो दोनों लीडर्स के बीच में हुई, जैसा मैंने अपने रिमार्क्स में कहा, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इस मुद्दे को खुल के सामने रखा। इसके बारे में हमारी गहरी चिंता उन्होंने जताई और इसका असर जो बाकी समाज पे होता है उसके बारे में प्रोफेसर यूनुस को अवगत कराया और उन्होंने अपनी आशा जताई कि आखिरकार ये जो मुद्दा है इसकी जो जिम्मेदारी है वो बांग्लादेश सरकार की है और उन्होंने आशा जताई कि बांग्लादेश सरकार इस विषय पे अपनी जिम्मेदारियों पे खरी उतरेगी और इन चीज़ों को आगे इनकी जांच करेगी। जहाँ तक चुनाव का सवाल है, देखिए, कोई भी डेमोक्रेसी हो उसमें रेगुलर और इंक्लूसिव इलेक्शंस उसका एक बहुत ही अहम हिस्सा होते हैं और हमने प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इसके बारे में भी अपनी सोच प्रोफेसर यूनुस से साझा की और आशा जताई कि हम आगे चलते एक डेमोक्रेटिक, इंक्लूसिव और स्टेबल बांग्लादेश देखेंगे और उसमें इलेक्शंस का अपना एक रोल होता है, वो सब जानते हैं। I think there was a question on Ob Brahma in Myanmar. We have not come across any reports of assistance. At least I can only speak for assistance that we have sent, which is by now approaching close to 800 tons of assistance that has been landed in Myanmar at different points. We have thus far not come across any reports that that assistance has been held up. It has reached its destinations. The field hospital has been set up in Mandalay, which is the worst affected area and where assistance is needed the most. The search and rescue teams are operating in Mandalay, again one of the worst affected areas. So I think our aid has reached most places where it is required. We haven't yet come across any reports about it being stopped. You want to take the question on?
Yeah, thank you. You asked about BIMSTEC's response, if any, to the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. Let me just limit myself to saying that, we are still studying this. It's a very recent development. We continue to have discussions with the counterparts in the U.S. administration. And plus, we are also trying to first use all available data to try and analyze the implications for our industry and to address concerns in our own country first before we take it up with any multilateral forum. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this press briefing. Thank you very much for your presence.
प्रधानमंत्री
Well, that was also about the meeting that was there between Bangladesh as well as India on the sidelines of BIMSTEC, where the Prime Minister spoke with the Chief Advisor of Bangladesh, Mohamed Yunus. PM raised concerns over the safety of Hindus, is what the MEA briefing said. In that meet, he had in fact categorically spoken about the safety of the minority, and that aspect of it was also discussed. Hindus in Bangladesh were subjected to attacks after the ouster of Sheikh Hasina, and the Prime Minister also went ahead and spoke about the safety concerns and the attack not only on the community but also on their properties as well. One of the major irritants that have been going on, especially between the caretaker government of Yunus and India, has been with regard to the issue of attacks on minorities in Bangladesh.
Prime Minister also met today with Professor Mohamed Yunus, the Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of Bangladesh. Prime Minister reiterated India's support for a democratic, stable, peaceful, progressive and inclusive Bangladesh. He underlined that India believed in a people-centric approach to the relationship and highlighted the cooperation between the two countries over a long period of time that has delivered tangible benefits to people in both countries.
In fact, the Prime Minister, as being said by the MEA press briefing, had raised several concerns with regard to Bangladesh. We are in fact joined in by Aditya Raj. We have in fact joined in by Aditya Raj call. And Aditya Raj, this particular aspect of the meeting, it was one of the crucial. There was questions about whether this meeting will happen, not happen, but it has finally happened. And probably could this be considered as an icebreaker with the Bangladeshi interim government?
Well, yes, finally Prime Minister Narendra Modi has met Mohamed Yunus, the Chief Advisor of Bangladesh. There was a lot of contemplation whether that meeting will take place or not. It has taken place, and Prime Minister Modi has raised the issue of the killing and attack on minorities in Bangladesh ever since Sheikh Hasina was violently ousted in August 2024. And certainly we have also come to know that Mohamed Yunus also raised the issue of Sheikh Hasina in India. She has taken temporary shelter, and when can she return to Bangladesh? To which India has responded and said that that matter can be discussed separately in greater detail. But as of now, of course, she's got a temporary shelter in New Delhi because there were violent attacks taking place, and there could have been harm to her life while she was in Bangladesh during the violent takeover. So certainly all bilateral aspects, including trade and cordial ties between India and Bangladesh, were discussed in this crucial meeting. But the big highlight is certainly Prime Minister Modi raising the issue of the attacks on the minorities and asking Mohamed Yunus to ensure safety and security of the minority Hindus, Christians and Ahmadiyas in Bangladesh who have faced rampant attacks on their business houses, on their houses, and many killings also taking place from the minority members of the Awami League and those who have raised questions on Mohamed Yunus.
Well, we also have Sheikh Hasina in fact reacting on this. Let's in fact listen to what she had to say.
मोहम्मद यूनुस और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की मुलाकात हुई, तो क्या उसमें शेख हसीने के मुद्दे पर भी बातचीत हुई है? और दूसरा, क्या अल्पसंख्यकों पर जो अत्याचार हो रहा है उस मुद्दे को भारत ने और जोरदार तरीके से उठाया है? और चुनाव को लेकर भी कोई बातचीत हुई? बांग्लादेश में चुनाव कब होंगे?
देखिए, जहाँ तक शेख हसीना का सवाल है और उनके सिलसिले में जो बांग्लादेश की ओर से एक निवेदन आया है, मैं इसके बारे में इसके बारे में बातचीत हुई थी और जो हमारे स्पोक्स पर्सन हैं उन्होंने पहले ही इसके बारे में आपको अवगत किया है कि हमारे पास इस मुद्दे पे एक निवेदन आया है। इस समय इस विषय पे कुछ और कहना मेरे लिए उचित नहीं होगा। माइनॉरिटीज़ की, अल्पसंख्यकों की जो वहाँ पे हालत है और इस विषय को लेके बातचीत में जो दोनों लीडर्स के बीच में हुई, जैसा मैंने अपने रिमार्क्स में कहा, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इस मुद्दे को खुल के सामने रखा। इसके बारे में हमारी गहरी चिंता उन्होंने जताई और इसका असर जो बाकी समाज पे होता है उसके बारे में प्रोफेसर यूनुस को अवगत कराया और उन्होंने अपनी आशा जताई कि आखिरकार ये जो मुद्दा है इसकी जो जिम्मेदारी है वो बांग्लादेश सरकार की है और उन्होंने आशा जताई कि बांग्लादेश सरकार इस विषय पे अपनी जिम्मेदारियों पे खरी उतरेगी और इन चीज़ों को आगे इनकी जांच करेगी।
Well, we are also joined in by Aditya Raj call on this. Of course, we were speaking about Sheikh Hasina, her return, and there was also the issue about how things were in fact moving on that front as well. But there is this huge concern, I think, within the current government. It looks like Yunus wants to in fact have some kind of a trial going on against the Awami League before he could actually head towards or say that the country is ready for elections, which is also not being promised on a particular date. He says that he's been keeping that deadline being extended further and further. So when it comes to this matter, it's going to be a crucial aspect that could define how Sheikh Hasina is perceived in India as well as when it comes to Bangladesh. So it's going to be an irritant that's always going to be there on how it is dealt with, isn't it?
Well, restoration of democracy is the biggest talking point right now in Bangladesh. Mohamed Yunus is under considerable pressure to hold elections, but as of now, no dates have been declared as to when the elections will take place and whether or not those will be free and fair elections. Because at this moment, Sheikh Hasina is, of course, in exile, stranded in New Delhi. If she returns, there could be attacks against her. There's no guarantee of a security being provided. At the same time, many of the Awami League leaders are also in exile, either in India or abroad in several countries. So if free and fair elections happen, Awami League will have to be given an equal share to contest the elections, just like BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami, or the new political party of the students. So the political intent and the right intent would only be established if Mohamed Yunus actually declares elections. At this moment, it's not amply clear when the elections would really happen. So clearly indicating that Mohamed Yunus is not an elected leader and there is no growing support in his favor at this moment in Bangladesh. There is deep resentment that elections need to happen as soon as possible, and that would also define the fate of Sheikh Hasina in many ways, because she wants to contest elections only if they are free and fair and then return to Bangladesh.
Well, there's also a bite, but in fact that tells us about the issue about elections in Bangladesh and how it was discussed in the meeting. Let's listen in.
कोई भी डेमोक्रेसी हो उसमें रेगुलर और इंक्लूसिव इलेक्शंस उसका एक बहुत ही अहम हिस्सा होते हैं और हमने प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इसके बारे में भी अपनी सोच प्रोफेसर यूनुस से साझा की और आशा जताई कि हम आगे चलते एक डेमोक्रेटिक, इंक्लूसिव और स्टेबल बांग्लादेश देखेंगे और उसमें इलेक्शंस का अपना एक रोल होता है, वो सब जानते हैं.
Well, for a stable Bangladesh, the Prime Minister has in fact said that elections are a requirement and it should be free and fair. But elections is going to be quite a difficult situation. You have several competitors who are in fact trying to say that they want to have the upper hand in Bangladesh at the moment. BNP has been the sidelines, has been watching this interim government for quite some time, and it looks like there too the BNP is not happy with certain political developments, especially when it comes to the Students' Party as well. So internally the current situation is not that conducive when it comes to elections, isn't it, Aditya Raj? Adhiraj Kaul, if you can hear me, internally is not a conducive situation for elections, isn't it, in Bangladesh right now? These are in fact live visuals that are coming in from Bangkok, where the Prime Minister is now in fact ensuring that he visits a Buddhist shrine and also has been meeting with the Buddhist religious leaders as well. The Prime Minister, who was in fact at Bangkok for the BIMSTEC Summit, took time to in fact go and visit the Buddhist shrines in Bangkok and spoke with the religious leaders of the place as well, and they're paying his respects to the people as well as taking part in the Buddhist prayers at the shrine.
तो यहाँ पे अगर इस मंदिर की अगर हम बात करें तो
a talk with various religious leaders at the Buddhist shrine. The Prime Minister visited the Buddhist shrine in Bangkok. That was with the Thai Prime Minister that he is in fact visiting the shrine.